Imagine knowing what someone feels before they even say a word. Imagine understanding people in ways they don't understand themselves. This is not a superpower you can see. It's hidden. It's subtle. It's a dark ability. And it's something INFJs use without realizing. Most people think of INFJs as quiet, thoughtful, compassionate. They are all that. And more. Beneath that calm exterior lies a depth few can see. A depth where intuition meets emotion. A place where insight becomes power. Today, we explore that dark ability. The one INFJs use naturally. The one they often don't even notice. It shapes their interactions. Shapes their decisions. Shapes their lives. This isn't about being manipulative. This isn't about control. It's about perception. Awareness. Influence. Subtle. Almost invisible. Yet profoundly powerful. INFJs often call it empathy. Others call it intuition. But it's more than that. It's a combination of deep observation, emotional intelligence, and subconscious insight. It lets INFJs read between the lines, catch hidden intentions, sense unspoken truths, and react in ways that feel almost impossible to explain. This ability can inspire. It can protect. It can even guide life choices. But if misunderstood, it can feel heavy, a burden rather than a gift. Many INFJs live with this ability quietly. They don't brag. They don't announce it. They just feel it and act accordingly. By the end of this video, you'll understand why INFJs are so complex, why their insight can feel like a sixth sense, and why this hidden skill is both a gift and a dark ability. Stay with me, because what you learn might change how you see INFJs forever. 1. INFJs and their dark ability in relationships. INFJs notice details others miss. A flicker of emotion. A tiny change in tone. A shift in body language. These details are invisible to most. But to an INFJ, they are loud and clear. This is part of their dark ability. It is subconscious. Almost automatic. They sense what is unsaid, what is hidden, even what someone is trying not to feel. In relationships, this can be a blessing. INFJs understand partners deeply. They pick up on emotional needs. They notice patterns before problems appear. They know when to step back, when to listen, when to offer guidance. But it can also feel heavy, because INFJs feel everything, not just their own emotions, but others. Intensely. They carry unspoken burdens quietly, often without recognition. This dark ability lets INFJs see more than surface behavior. They detect subtle lies, hidden insecurities, silent anxieties. It is not judgment. It is observation, a natural pattern of understanding. Some INFJs use it to protect loved ones. They sense danger or harm before anyone else. They intuit motives before anyone speaks. They act to prevent emotional pain, even when their efforts go unnoticed. In friendships, INFJs notice who is genuine, who can be trusted, and who might bring emotional chaos. This awareness comes effortlessly. It is not learned. It is a built-in perception. Many INFJs hesitate to share this insight. They fear being misunderstood, or being seen as manipulative. So they stay quiet. They observe. They act subtly. Romantic relationships amplify this ability. INFJs can anticipate partner needs. They sense moods. They notice small gestures and micro-expressions. They know what makes their partner happy, or anxious, without being told. This can create deep bonds. A feeling of being understood, of being truly seen. Partners often feel the INFJ knows them better than they know themselves. Yet, this dark ability can backfire. INFJs may read too much into silence, assume motives that aren't there, or feel emotionally drained by taking on others' burdens. This is the hidden cost of their subconscious power. INFJs are drawn to authenticity. They value truth above all. They cannot ignore dishonesty or emotional manipulation. Even small lies feel loud. This is WHV. INFJs are cautious. They protect their inner world carefully. In conflict, this ability becomes sharper. INFJs sense emotional undercurrents. They see patterns others cannot. They anticipate arguments before they happen. They know the right words, or silence, to diffuse tension. It is a silent influence. Invisible, yet powerful. A dark ability because it can shape interactions without overt effort. It is subtle. It is often misunderstood. Many INFJs struggle to explain this skill, even to themselves. They feel it, act on it, and then reflect quietly afterward. This is why INFJs often seem mysterious, complex, intuitive, deep. They do not seek control. They do not crave recognition. They simply perceive and respond naturally. This ability also creates emotional resilience. INFJs learn to navigate intense emotional landscapes. They understand human motives. They foresee challenges in relationships. They act with quiet wisdom. At times, this ability isolates them. Others may not understand their depth. They may be called overly sensitive or too intense. INFJs feel deeply and think deeply. It is part of their nature. But when used consciously, this dark ability becomes a gift. It fosters trust. It nurtures connection. It builds strong, lasting relationships. INFJs are masters of subtle influence. They do not manipulate for gain. They guide with empathy and insight. Their power lies in understanding and in acting quietly, almost invisibly. This is the paradox of the INFJ dark ability. It is both protective and overwhelming, invisible yet impactful, a hidden force in every relationship they touch. 3. The psychology behind the dark ability. The INFJ mind works differently. It processes information on multiple levels at once. Conscious thought, subconscious patterns, emotional cues, all at the same time. This is where their dark ability originates. It is not magic. It is psychology, neuroscience, intuition fused with emotion. INFJs have strong introverted intuition. It is called NI in personality theory. NI notices patterns, sees connections others miss. It operates silently, beneath awareness. It observes, compares, and predicts. Couple this with high emotional intelligence. INFJs sense feelings deeply. They absorb emotional atmospheres. They read micro-expressions, subtle gestures, vocal tones, all without consciously trying. This combination creates a subconscious radar, a dark ability. It picks up hidden truths, secrets in plain sight. Psychologists note that INFJs have heightened mirror neuron activity. This allows them to feel what others feel, to empathize without effort, to predict reactions, to anticipate decisions. INFJs often experience cognitive empathy. It goes beyond sympathy. They do not just feel for someone. They feel with them. They understand motives, desires, fears, even when the person is unaware. Subconsciously, INFJs connect threads. They notice contradictions, gaps between words and actions, between intention and expression. This is their subtle influence. It explains why INFJs sometimes appear psychic. They seem to know things before anyone says a word. It is their mind patterning information, predicting outcomes, scanning for truth. Yet this ability is double-edged. Because INFJs are deeply sensitive, they internalize emotions. They feel the weight of truths others ignore. They may struggle with boundaries, or carry others' burdens silently. Their subconscious mind is always active, even in sleep. INFJs dream vividly. They process emotions unconsciously. They integrate experiences silently. This is why reflection is vital for INFJs. Without time alone, their mind becomes overwhelmed. Their dark ability becomes a source of fatigue. They need silence, solitude, reflection, to process insight, to maintain balance. The INFJ dark ability is also shaped by their perceiving function. They notice possibilities, not just what is. They see potential outcomes, patterns of behavior, hidden motives, subtle manipulations. This makes them natural counselors, natural strategists, natural guides, even if they do not consciously aim to influence. However, if misused or misunderstood, this dark ability can feel like a curse. They may read intentions incorrectly, overanalyze social interactions, predict conflict where none exists, feel burdened by truths they cannot change. INFJs are aware of their sensitivity, but they rarely reveal the full extent of their ability. It is subconscious, automatic, intuitive. This is why INFJs are often called mysterious. They hold knowledge without explanation. They act quietly, yet effectively. Their influence is invisible, yet profound. In essence, the psychology of the INFJ dark ability is a blend of subconscious intuition, heightened emotional intelligence, deep pattern recognition, cognitive empathy, introverted reflection. Together, these traits create a natural capacity to understand, to perceive, to influence. Silently, subtly, powerfully. This is not learned. It is innate. An unconscious skill honed over years of observation, reflection, and emotional awareness. Understanding this helps explain INFJ's behavior in every aspect of life. Relationships, careers, friendships, family dynamics. Their dark ability touches everything. It is both a gift and a responsibility. Invisible yet profound. A quiet force that guides their choices and shapes the lives of those around them. The INFJ dark ability is subtle, invisible, yet powerful. It shapes relationships, decisions, and moments others cannot see. It is born from intuition, subconscious insight, emotional intelligence. It allows INFJs to sense what is unsaid, to see beyond the surface, to act with quiet wisdom. This ability is not about control, not about manipulation. It is about understanding, connection, awareness. INFJs feel deeply. They think profoundly. They perceive patterns before anyone else. This gives them influence without effort, a power hidden in plain sight. Yet, it comes with responsibility. The mind can feel heavy. The heart can carry burdens silently. Reflection and solitude are essential. They restore balance. They allow the gift to shine instead of weigh. The INFJ dark ability is a paradox, a quiet strength, an unseen force, a tool of insight that can inspire, protect, and guide. To understand an INFJ is to see this skill in action, to recognize their depth, their perception, their empathy, to appreciate the way they navigate the world, with subtlety, with awareness, with a dark ability that is uniquely theirs. If you are an INFJ, embrace it. Understand your gift. Use it consciously. Protect your energy. Trust your intuition. And if you know an INFJ, notice the quiet ways they understand you, the small gestures, the deep insight, the subtle influence they wield without effort. It is their nature, their gift, their dark ability. This is the hidden power of the INFJ. Invisible, yet undeniable. Silent, yet transformative. A reminder that sometimes, the greatest strengths are those we cannot see.